Daniel's Mill is a fully working water mill set in the idyllic Shropshire countryside and is the largest water-powered wheel mill in corn in England today. The earliest mill, known as Dunning's Mill, was built in the late 15th century when a part-time miller manned it. It was enlarged in the early 17th century when a top pool was built to help the running of the mill and living accommodation was added. The present wheel was installed in the middle of the 19th century, and in its heyday a steam engine was purchased to allow continual use. By 1958 the mill was in poor state and it was decided that full restoration was required. The restoration took 50 years and it was in July 2008 that the project was completed and the mill was reopened. So how does a water-powered mill work? I'll let Pete explain.
The water runs into the buckets of the wheel, which then turns the wheel in a backwards rotation, then turns other cogs within the mill. The wheat and grain is being fed from the shoe via the ton into the eye of the stone by the rotation of the spindle known as the damsel. And the damsel is named after the young lady whose job it was to feed the wheat and grain into the eye of the stone. The two millstones here comprise an upper rotating stone called the runner stone and a lower static stone called the bed stone. The bottom stone is a static stone. It does not rotate, and the wheat and grain is being cut and crushed between the faces of the two stones. You've seen the wheat upstairs come out of the millstone, and then it comes down the chute here where it collects here in the bag which is attached below. I simply pull the slide and down it goes. The gears directly above you are driving the runner stone, and those gear teeth are made out of wood to metal. As already explained, two stones sitting very close together are potentially a hazard, sparks. How the distance between the two stones is governed is by turning of this screw here. This is known as the tenter in hook and lifts the piece of timber upon which the stone spindle sits. And very simply, that is how wheat is turned into flour. You can see the finished product within the bag.
My thanks to all those at Daniel's Mill for such an interesting visit, especially Peter. Back to the studio.